What's going on, guys? Bob Kern here. I am the founder and head mycologist at More Than Spores, and I thought it would be really fun to do a little video showing you a behind the scenes of what actually goes into the processes of getting these liquid cultures into your hands. It's not a simple process. My products are my babies. The only thing I'm more obsessed with than mushrooms are my kids. I absolutely adore mycology and I take great pride in what I do. And I just want to just kind of show you a little bit more about, or just show you in general, what I'm all about. I'm going to show you my lab, my setup, how I make my liquid cultures, how I store my liquid cultures, how I prepare and ship my liquid cultures, and just show you everything that goes into it. And I hope afterwards you'll understand that I care so much. I mean, I love this more than you could ever imagine, and consistency is everything. And I'm just in my house right now. I have a pretty good setup, as you'll see soon, but I have dreams of having an amazingly beautiful lab. I've literally already sketched it out. I know where everything is going to be. But hopefully after this video, you'll see the last 4 years of what I've done has all culminated into what I'm doing, and hopefully this next giant leap comes sooner rather than later. But I hope you get a greater appreciation for what it is that I do and what it takes to bring the quality products that I do to the market for you. So with that, let's go check out the lab. Before we enter my lab, I just wanted to show you my favorite quote. I believe it from the bottom of my heart, and I believe that psychedelics are the way of the future and can change the world and save so many lives. And I love this quote, so thank you, Steve Jobs. I put it right on the entrance to my lab. Without further ado, this is where the madness happens. The magic is in my heart. The madness goes on here, and I'll show you some projects I'm working on. Numero uno, this is my HEPA filter. I built this for, I don't know, it was like $3 grand just building it. But this kills 99.997% of contaminants. I did not have any budget at all when I set this up, so it is pretty makeshift, but I'm pretty proud of it. I used a single pane of glass here underneath with a lot of construction adhesive on a dresser, but it does the job really well. The great thing about glass, you want glass or metal, because it's easy to spray with isopropyl alcohol, which you will learn, or if you don't already know, is my best friend. And this thing's pretty badass. Literally rumbles the entire house. It's the best investment in the entire world. And I'll show you a little bit more about how I use this in a little bit. I always have a mini HEPA filter going just to make sure that the air is circulated. So here we have our incubation tent, and lots of fun stuff goes on in here. So at the top we have our liquid cultures, of course labeled with the name, inoculation date, generation, and source. This is a liquid culture to liquid culture transfer. I often do agar. And what's really cool about these is there's a little magnetic stirring bar in there. You can already see, look at that, how beautiful is all of that live mycelium. And then we have this cool little device that is another magnet. And when you turn it on just right, it takes that little baby magnet in the bottom and spins it around, and that's how we mix it up. And it usually takes about 30 days to make a jar of liquid culture. It depends on the strain, species actually. Cubensis is typically the easiest, pretty, 25, 30 days. But I've had some take up to, 60, 70 even. Typically not that long, but I do this for about 15 minutes every 48 hours or so. It's very important to do this because if you leave it and you don't let it, I mean, you don't have to have the stirring bar, but if you don't mix it at all for more than like 48 hours, you'll start to notice a little bit of kind of white buildup. Anything past 3-4 days, you will ruin your liquid culture. So it has to constantly be in motion. And then once you are, done with it, you are confident that the mycelium has eaten all of its food source in there and it is ready for distribution. Then at that point, you can put it in the fridge at about 38 degrees, and we'll go into storage in a little bit. But I thought I'd show you that because I think it's pretty fun. I've already mixed these today. Down here, we have, actually we'll start down here. So these are some PF Tech jars. I am working on something called the Lollipop PF Tech method, and I will show you exactly what that looks like in just a little bit. Then I just inoculated these grain jars. So the way gosh, look at that thick mycelium, gorgeous. Blue magnolia, I have not actually grown this yet, but I'm very excited to. It looks like it's going to be great. I already have a 3.5 pound bag. So what I actually do is, the way I do my process is for actually growing the mushrooms is I'll take one of the liquid culture syringes. I'll take 10 cc's. I will inject it into the port at the top, and then eventually that will become completely white and very, very beautiful thick mycelium. And once it is completely colonized, I usually wait another, 4 or 5 days just to make sure everything internal is colonized as well. Then I'll transfer it to a 2.5 pound bag, and then you end up with a 3.5 pound bag. And I use feed corn because it is, not only is it cheap, but more importantly, the mycelium just latches onto the glucose. I mean, it's just the best, at least in my opinion. I just have so many of these big ass double quart jars. I just do this sometimes. I don't know. Jedi Mindfuck, I will tell you right now, is not at all mindfuck. It's actually probably my least favorite strain. It's actually pretty boring. Before we enter my lab, I just wanted to show you my favorite quote. I believe it from the bottom of my heart, and I believe that psychedelics are the way of the future and can change the world and save so many lives. And I love this quote, so thank you, Steve Jobs. I put it right on the entrance to my lab. Without further ado, this is where the madness happens. The magic is in my heart. The madness goes on here, and I'll show you some projects I'm working on. Numero uno, this is my HEPA filter. I built this for, I don't know, it was like even like $3,000 just building it. But this kills 99.997% of contaminants. I did not have any budget at all when I set this up, so it is pretty makeshift, but I'm pretty proud of it. I used a single pane of glass here underneath with a lot of construction adhesive on a dresser, but it does the job really, really well. The great thing about glass, you want glass or metal, because it's easy to spray with isopropyl alcohol, which you will learn, or if you don't already know, is my best friend. And this thing's pretty badass. Literally rumbles the entire house. It's the best investment in the entire world. And I'll show you a little bit more about how I use this in a little bit. I always have a mini HEPA filter going just to make sure that the air is circulated. This is my incubation tent. Moving along to our grow tent. So I actually just harvested pretty much all my mushrooms, so I just have experiments going on, but that's the most fun part. All right, I call this my battleground experiment. I used a giant tub, as you can see, and I put 4 types of mycelia in there. So I used 4 colonized grain spawn bags and mixed separately in each corner. And it's just kind of a battle royale. I want to see which strain's the strongest. I used B plus, Golden Teacher, and 2 Matias Romero. One that was about 3 months old, one that was about a year old. So I'm hoping that will tell me, I don't know, a lot of things. But the thing with mycology is you have to test things multiple times or a million times to really, hold a solid hypothesis. But anyway, we'll come back to that one. It's just some tubs that are in like the fourth flush. Blue Magnolia. Oh, I'm so excited. Look at that hyphae. Oh my goodness. I really hope this fruits soon because I'm going out of town in like 4 days. 3 days. I might have to have a big buddy watch this, or I might just bring it with me because I will lose my mind if I don't see my Blue Magnolia. Because I am not offering this on my site yet. I'm waiting till I grow at least two batches. So, but yeah, that's about all I have. Oh, so this is fun. So if you're familiar with the PF Tech method of mushroom growing, this is monotub. This is PF Tech. I thought of a fun little experiment, and I call this the PF Tech Lollipop Tech method. So basically it's the same thing as the PF Tech method. I'm not going to jump into the details right now. You could check out some of my other videos, but I am lollipopping these, and basically what that's doing is suspending them in the hopes that mushrooms grow 365 degrees. And I had one of them pop off really great last time, the other 5 did not. So hopefully it works a little better, but the concept works. I think it's a moisture problem, but we'll figure that out. These are actually rubber bow and arrow for my kids. I was just looking for something to hold these things up. They have a bow and arrow gun with suction cups, and I glued them down. So once I get this perfected, that's going to be pretty cool to release upon the mycology community. But yeah, if this would have been like a week ago, this would have been filled with mushrooms. But hey, at least there's some cool experiments going on. So with that, let me show you the rest of my setup. So of course this is the lab. Oh, and if you noticed, I also keep a small HEPA filter in there as well. Of course, blowtorch. Use this to seal all my bags. All of the isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol is my favorite thing in the entire world. That and gloves, and of course this beautiful HEPA filter right now. I'm shocked I haven't named her. Go across. Oh, let's take a little pause. Hi, Hank. This is Hank. He's my buddy. And we love Hank. He's such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yeah, he's my little sidekick. He's such a good boy. Yeah. This is my main liquid culture fridge. And this is where I keep my inventory for the most part. I could double, quadruple this very, very quickly if need be. Hopefully I'll be running 3 fridges at sometime in the near future. But just wanted to go over real quick how I take care of these. So I like to keep them at about 38 degrees. Even though they're in the fridge and you would think, they should be just fine, it is extremely important that once a week, you don't have to put it on the actual stir, but come by and shake up each one for about even 15-20 seconds. I usually do it for 30 seconds to a minute, just to keep all of the particles moving, and just keep because the mycelium is still live. It's in a dormant state, but it is still live. So it can't sit in the same place for months and months, or it will go bad. Now I have found that if you do this, a liquid culture, though some say they start to degrade in 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, I found that you can have a liquid culture in the fridge for easily over a year, and it's going to be just as good as a brand new fresh liquid culture. That being said, my liquid cultures, I guarantee, will be inoculated no more than 4 months after you receive them, just until that stigmatism is completely broken, or never, just because it's easy enough to make you guys some fresh liquid cultures. But I am going to do some experiments to find out what what the validity is on if a liquid culture that is 3 months old versus a year old, is there really a difference if you take care of the liquid culture? And I'm 98% sure there is not. When it comes to the potency of the mushroom, who knows? So that's why I like to be safe with the 4-month rule. Anyway, I have some agar plates down here. I just like to keep agar plates as backups for everything. I actually have them at friends' houses as well, including a friend in a different state, and I have them in 3 refrigerators at my house just in case, because I don't want to jeopardize the genetics I've been working hard on for so long. Just have a couple bags of bulk substrate in here. I was going to make a couple tubs right before I left, so they started to fruit when I got back. And we need a serious refill here. So what I like to do is I like to have about 10 syringes of all of my liquid cultures. And I like to have these guys filled up so that when I put my orders together and process them, I can easily complete them in a timely fashion. And I will show you that in just a little bit here. So that is my main storage fridge. Before I show you what I'm going to do in the lab, I'm going to fill some liquid cultures, and then I'm going to show you how I prepare an order after they are already done. I just want to give you a little background on why I'm so ridiculously obsessed with isopropyl alcohol and sterilization. So I'm not going to mention the name of the company because I'm not an asshole, but it was, I want to say, June of 2022. I got my first liquid culture syringe. Actually, it was a spore syringe, Matias Romero, and I started making agar plates, and they turned green. So of course I'm new to this. I'm researching. I'm, you know what I mean. I'm everything. I'm on shroomery. I'm asking people questions. Nothing. And so finally I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't use tap water. So because I have a well. So then I use distilled water. Green. I use spring water. Green. I changed the recipe of the actual agar plate. Green. And sometimes actually I saw a red and a yellow. And I mean, it has been a few months at this point where I have no idea what's happening here. And you know, I get another pressure cooker. Completely, I didn't even need a second one. Well, I do now, but I'm glad I bought it. But regardless, I did not need a second pressure cooker. I got a new seal. I pressure cooked it for longer. I pressure cooked it for less. I put it in warmer conditions. I made sure all the humidity was gone. I made sure there was no humidity left. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I think that's actually when I truly went mushroom mad. I don't know how I didn't give up, but it was probably like 5 months of trying everything. And I probably went through 600-700 agar plates, like no joke at all. And I just got to the point where after everybody's telling me to give up, of course I'm not going to. I'm like, what else could it be? I mean, I had sitting on my bulletin board written down everything. And the only factor I realized was, what if it's nothing I'm doing wrong? What if it is the syringe? Guess what? It was the fucking syringe. The original syringe I got was contaminated, which meant everything I did for 6 months was contaminated. And I did everything to make sure that was impossible for 6 months. And turned out it was not my fault. And I just want to thank that company, because that taught me the most valuable lesson I've ever learned. And that is, do not cut corners ever in mycology, because it will ruin you. It is worth the extra 15 seconds to wipe this down or wipe that down. I mean, this process from spore to fruiting is a 12-week process, and you're gonna cut corners that are, you know, seconds, minutes. So if I have one piece of advice, don't do that. And I just wanted to preface you with that before I showed you my my craziness when I'm in the lab spraying everything with isopropyl alcohol. Do what I do. You won't have any problems. I can promise you that. So yeah, with that, let's go make some syringes. All right, next I will be showing you how I fulfill my orders, starting with making our liquid culture syringes. And this is where I believe most people mess up. All microbes, anything in the entire world, wants to get in there and kill that mycelium. Now, when you have a liquid culture rather than a spore, it is stronger because it's live mycelia, but that doesn't matter at all. I just treat it all the exact same. So number one, we need our HEPA filter. Number two, we're gonna wipe down everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And I am not even gonna fast forward. I'm gonna show you every little bit of what I do. And then we'll fill some syringes. So let's go. And hopefully this microphone, it's a pretty good microphone. Hopefully you can hear me talk while I'm talking in front of this very, very loud machine right here. We need our spinner because I like to freshly spin all of my liquid cultures. Make sure the mycelium is all even. You want to get every bit of the table, including the corners, sides, and even a little bit there. You don't want to spray it into your filter. You want to get the cord, and then hit that one more time because this was not sterilized before that. You can't imagine how much isopropyl alcohol, 70%, that I go through in gloves. Worth every bit. You're nice and clean there. I might be a little crazy, but I actually cleaned my isopropyl alcohol bottle. Because why not? It takes 2 seconds. Definitely get a nice clean in our baskets. Microbes love to chill right in those little crevices right there. And I'm just going to do 5 syringes today. You're going to want to make sure you get each individual package and wipe it down. And honestly, it doesn't take long. And that's the thing. It's you put so much time and effort into mycology. Cutting corners, it's just going to be a headache for anybody doing it. So just take the extra little bit of time and just extra sterilize. Who cares? I mean, I do. It's very important. Extra sterilize. Just laziness not to. All right, so we have our 5 needles in here. We know that all the syringes are sterile while they're in the package. The package is not sterile on the outside, so that's why we do that. We have our magnetic spinner. We have our Matias Romero. And everything is 100% sterilized. I'm now going to toss this on here just for about 30 seconds to a minute. Let's get it nice and stirred up. You might need a paper towel when you do that, because everything is covered with isopropyl alcohol as it should be. Perfect. We need two more things. One is our butane torch. We get every little bit of that. See, these are the steps people skip. You can see me. And that's what just absolutely kills people. So simple. And you will need 5 tips. But I'm not going to take those out yet. So that should be just fine on the mixing. Pop this blowtorch on. And be careful, because, yeah, I burned an eyelash off like that. Like, literally, or I'm sorry, an eyebrow off, like almost completely off, literally like that. So, yeah, be careful. Put your syringe in there until it gets extremely hot, red hot, about 2/3 of the way down. You don't want to hit and melt the plastic though. And I like to pump it for about 10 seconds. This will let it cool off enough that it does not melt too much into your air ports, or injection ports rather. I just stick the tip in there, so I don't want any possibility of contamination. Get it up to 10, couple flicks, 1 down. When I fill, I always fill up pretty decent amount past 10 cc's, because you do want to get that air out. Some liquid culture is going to pop out when you do that, and there's nothing wrong with giving a customer a little bit extra juice. Yeah, when you twist, by the way, you twist on like that, typically to pull off, and then the other way to get the cap off. All right, all 5 are done. Now we're going to turn our flame off. Before we turn this off, there's one more thing we need to do. Just cap them. So you twist counterclockwise. Toss in the other jar, or bin rather. All right, well, we're done here. Last thing we have to do is label them. Let's do it. So the last stop, end of the tour, is my office and fulfillment center. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I have everything I need. I already have, this is my secondary fridge where I have all my liquid cultures already made. So all I have to do is print, full product, and then package the order. I like to keep some packages ready. This comes packed with a sticker, which I am getting new stickers with my new logo. It will start in about a week when I get them. And this is a thank you letter with storage instructions and everything you need to know about your liquid culture. So with that, oh, and this is my bulletin board where I actually put up my orders. So yeah, I can knock this out pretty quick, having done the prep work. So let's see how quick I can do it. All right, well, that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that was insightful. At least you realize that, you know, it's not a chop shop here. It's something that was very, very carefully thought out every step of the process. And, you know, providing you with the best products I can is what it's all about. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support. As always, turn off, tune out, and drop in. Peace.